I took a nap and everything.
Yeah.
I'm leaving now.
Okay.
Okay.
You was out.
Yeah. I didn't even plan on it being like that.
Yeah. No problem.
All right. Dollar General. Yeah, I'm good. How was your day? That's good. Look, I woke up when I finally got up, and I'm like, you was MIA.
Yeah, I was paying my mom tax for
Her deck.
it.
Well, that's cool. Wow. Well, glad you made it back safe. Okay, I have to make 3 videos. Because now that I have 2 phones, hold on. Now that I have 2 phones, I picked this one up yesterday. It's just like the one they stole on the 4th of July. This could really turn into a whole lot more because I still haven't made a video discussing the phone that I'm using, the iPhone. And I've been meaning to. It's approaching a month. So, yeah, now that I got 2 phones, I'm going to be doing real vlogs. Or not real vlogs, but more video logs. So, instead of the journal type stuff, because the journal takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. Be patient. Be patient. You can imagine with the traffic, the demons are, you know, acting like a little bit more is taking place than what's taking place. And they really don't want me to talk about the last couple of days. And I can't pause on this phone. Should have been recording with the other one. Has pause feature, but not as good a camera. So, I'm gonna start with yesterday. Yesterday was the 20th of August, 2021. Doggy, what are you looking at? I wish I had my tripod. So anyhow, yesterday, I leave early. Okay, all the details, okay? So, they said that they were going to put them under the right impression. I think that's what happened. Or it could have been something else prior to that. Like, saying so much disgusting stuff right now. I can't even talk. Okay. So, Debbie comes in the morning. The night before I talked to her about her special breakfast. And she was like, I could have snatched that little girl's head off her shoulder. There's no fucking sidewalk, obviously. But that bitch is with a guy and pulled one of those numbers like, you know, she was going off about me walking, okay? I could have snatched that whole head off. Then, I'm telling you, it's the white spirit of Keisha. So, anyhow, everybody else, and look, ain't nobody got nothing to say about me walking the report. I mean, not that it would matter, but you know, no one finds that odd. Even though they know I'm telling. This says something wrong is being done to me, okay? So, the night before I talked to her about leftovers, I was supposed to be doing a screen recording of these videos so that I could reference the other stuff. So I'll probably have to go over, which means I need to make this short, and I'm at 7 minutes. Okay. So, she's like, I worked it out. There's a bowl up there with your name on it. I'm like, really? Thanks, because like I only come up for hot breakfast. And there's normally a hot one every other day. So, I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And so she asked me, she says, so are you coming back? And I'm like, no. I was like, I told her the situation. I was like, I have a place. I was like, I just need to get away because this A, B, and C. And she was like, okay. She was like, well, they were saying this about this and that about that. And then she asked me, she said, do you have your vaccination? Tell me you got your vaccination. And I was like, no, I would never. And she was like, oh, yeah, you know, like pretty much. She'd expect me to say something like that, I guess. So therefore, she didn't see it as a problem or wouldn't push it, you know. You have to know Debbie's personality to understand how that really speaks for itself. So, you're shortening my breath. I don't know what the problem is. So, anyhow, that happens. And she's like, well, since you're not coming back, come here, give me a hug. She was like, come here, give me a hug. Or whatever. And I was like, oh, give her a big squeeze. And she's like, I'm out of here. And she was like, I won't be back until, so I won't get to see you. That's where the hug came from. Said she wouldn't get to see me before I left. And that was that. I go upstairs, like I hurry up and throw some pants on and go upstairs to eat. Because I'm like, one, it's a cold breakfast day. I don't know if they put out leftovers for everyone or if it's literally a bowl with my name. And I was like, so let me, before everyone gets up and at it, you know. So I go, and he's like, oh, this is Justin. He's like, oh, there goes Miss Fancy Pants. Yeah, there's a bowl over here with only your name on it. With just your name on it. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. He was like, who's the best? I'm like, Justin. You know, he's like, because he's acting like he's the one that looked out. And I'm like, you, Justin. He's like, that's right. Or whatever. And I go out, sit down, start eating. Right now, There's only 2 guys up there. 2 elder guys, 2 elder white guys. And, you know, one only looked, the other made a comment, and Justin said the same thing. He's like, yeah, Miss Fancy Pants over here, you know, got people looking out for her or whatever. And, you know, we all just laughed it off. And, I finished eating, and I'm like, I hurry up and I go get ready. Because the day before when I had that breakfast, they were mad. They didn't want me to go nowhere, so they sedated me. And I ended up sleeping too late and changing my mind about picking my phone up. And me picking my phone up, you'll hear what that turns into. So, pick the phone up. So I'm like, hey, I get dressed and I go back up. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go into the city. He's like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah. He was like, I was like, I gotta go check my mail that's on hold or something. And he was like, okay. I was like, I'm gonna walk. I was like, Hope, wait. And they don't want me to say her name. Her name was Anna. I can't believe they're doing this. This will eat up a whole fucking minute alone. And I'll get back to that part. He's like, she's coming to pick up Kia, and you can, her car stopped. No, I didn't. I was gonna say, not where I gotta walk. He's like, she's coming to pick up Kia, and you can just catch a ride, and then she'll take you to the bus stop. Yeah, she's taking her to the bus stop or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, sweet. I was like, I don't gotta do the walk. I had calculated it, you know, all the details. I had mapped it out, be there just in time for this. So, but I ain't go that far. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'll go back. I go back downstairs, and I lay down till I hear that she's here. When she gets here, he came in, he told us. I went upstairs, and we had to wait for Keita to throw something on real quick. Because she said that he didn't tell her that she was coming. She said he let her know. And I went in right after her. Okay, so we actually said morning to each other. He was leaving the office as I was going to the office to let him know I was going to leave. But he said she said he didn't let her know. And he told me right away. I don't know. He was telling the truth, it was lying. Actually, I do, but... So... yeah, she comes, and we get in the car, and we take off. A little van type thing. And well, she's like, we are going. And, you know, she tells her, I mean, since it's out now, I guess I can say it. She's like, you know, don't say anything. But what I heard is, and you know, the crazy part about that is she's not the only one who did it. That's another reason why I'm saying it. Like, just about every staff did that to whoever they, you know, talked to. So she was like, don't say anything. She said, well, from what I heard, it's going to be 30 days now. Because we were both talking, we both told her we were getting discharged. You know, our discharge dates fell over the weekend. And when that happens now, you know, they'll push your the 100 jam in my thoughts. They will push your discharge date to Monday. So they say that I'm making them jealous. So they'll push it till Monday. First of all, how do you motherfuckers know I ain't FaceTime? Exactly. You know some shit you ain't got no business doing. So push the discharge date till Monday. And we both were aware of that already, but she was just informing us that, you know, she was under the impression that they were going to 30 days. And I was like, that's cool. And I'm like, well, why? And she was pretty much saying, like, the obvious reasons. But let me tell you how it works. They were waiting for me to get there. She was claiming that they signed off on it like yesterday or something, which would have been on Thursday. They wait for me to get somewhere like that. And I told you, they're still lying. They've been lying the entire time. I've been in that shit fucking apartment of mine almost 3 years. And the entire time they've been lying and saying that I'm homeless in order to pull shit off. Okay? So they'll wait for me to get somewhere like that. And they'll say, you know, something. Everyone there knows I have an apartment. It's circulated by now. They'll say that I'm homeless and that because I'm going to be coming back, they'll act like they're putting something in place to favor me when in fact they're putting something in place to favor themselves because they know I'm not going to be showing up. So anyhow, we're like, and she's like, yeah. She was like, and I'm asking a question. I have that recording actually, and so anyhow, I go where I go. She goes where she goes. And I go home and I see this fucking Amazon box on my motherfucking step, my porch step. And I immediately get mad. Because I'm like, I know they didn't put my motherfucking phone on the porch and my mail is on hold. Every fucking carrier gets that information. It shows everywhere. So, like, one package was at the post office, and this package was on my motherfucking doorstep. Amazon knows I hate them, okay? I've had a problem with Amazon for a really long time. I've had a problem with Amazon for a really long time. And, look, it's Amazon. So, I look. I'm like, it is my fucking phone. And I go in. I said, I'm like, I hurry up so I can catch the next bus out. I go to the post office. I get my package. And I go to Giant Eagle and I get some seafood. I get like some dolphin fish or mahi and some shrimp, like a bag. Every once in a while I get like a $20-something bag that I haven't just to try, you know, because I'm not going to get into that. So I get some shrimp and some fish, and that dolphin fish is the only type of fish I eat because it doesn't have a fish taste. It has like the fish properties kind of in a way, but it doesn't have that fish taste, you know. So all the properties without the taste. Anyhow, all my life I never ate fish, and then I was introduced to that. You probably don't want to know about that. But anyhow, so I go and I get some seafood, and I catch the bus back to my place, and weird things were out. I thought I was gonna have to go to jail because they did something they don't never do. They tried to snicker, and their homeboy covered it up with a hi, a hello. This is 302. So I get back, Kelly and Steve are sitting on her front porch, and the bitch wasn't staring at me like she was the last time she saw me after our argument. And I'd have cussed her bitch out again since then. Because he's too motherfucking afraid to come in contact with the police. So I'm gonna bitch him every motherfucking chance I get till I kill him. So anyhow, I go home. I do the dish that I left there since before I left. Like, you know, I had just made a soul food meal that I had to freeze since I'll be home in a couple of days. Took it out and put it in the fridge so it could thaw. So I made that meal like right before my bed became available at Terry House, and I didn't get a chance to enjoy it. So I froze it. And I left those 2 glass pans in the sink. And so I finally did those. I felt like it. I had the energy to. And I marinated some of the fish, 2 pieces of the fish, and some fries and pasta salad to have before I left. So I tried to take a nap. It was a short one. And had some really crazy dreams. They orchestrated some real crazy dreams. I didn't note them, so I can't really recall them right now. And so I leave out at 7:40 something, like 7:30 something. To wait, when I left out, they were like still doing that bullshit they do, trying to manipulate reality. The twin had not been there at all, okay, before I left. It just, we'll leave and go missing, okay, and the other one never comes around, ever, because they acting like that me saying it's twins over there is a lie, like you don't know who the bitch is. The government got access to all that. But that's what these more extreme tiers of disinformation do, to discredit me. And you know, they changed their faces completely. They had really like handicapped by the side faces. So anyhow, it showed up. Made sure it didn't look. And it had a different friend with it, one I haven't seen her with before. And they were trying to claim, normally they use her oldest brother to do this with. There's 4 of them. It's the 2 female twins, and then there's a young boy and an older, like, young adult boy. Talk about like 19, might be 20 now. So, and they're like, I don't know, 18. They were riding a short bus, or one of them was, when I moved in. So I don't know, they're about 18, 19. Maybe he's 21. Anyhow, something like that. And the other one was in elementary school. I don't know what that is about now. So check this out. Normally they use him to manipulate reality and kind of cover up for Steve. But they were using her, and they had her put somebody that she met recently, they pushed me, with a black Impala in front of my bedroom windows. So there's one in the driveway, there's one in the bedroom windows, and they were trying to claim that the one that I was looking at was not associated with where I was. You get what I'm saying? Like, because they're not capturing me, they're capturing what they see through my eyes. And the same goes with them. And occasionally, like when they run into my site, they're lying about who saw what. So they're looking at themselves and claiming that they were me, okay? So this is an example. This is the house. This is the front of the house. This is the side of the house, the driveway. Literally like that. From the front, the driveway is on the left. And they put one in the front, and they put the same vehicle in front of the house across the street. So it's not on this side nearest the house, it's over here, okay? And I have a visual of them both, okay? So they're claiming that when this one is looked at, that is them looking at it, okay? That they're where I am. But they're claiming that when this one is looked at, that I don't know who the fuck they would claim that is. But that's the type of shit they be doing. And, so that happened. And anytime they're out and trying to be seen by me, they have this thing where some will both be seen and try to see me, and then they have others that cue and time it down to the motherfucking second where they make sure they only walk into my site and only I see them and they don't see me, okay? So on the left, on the right from the front, 323, sign is pedophile. That's what he did. That's what he normally does. He wants to be seen by me, but he doesn't want to see me. For the type of parallel reality sabotage that it's doing. Okay? So there's more. He's like really distracted by this damn cop. This kid. So yeah, in terms of manipulating reality, you know, that's really what the most that went on. Branch Street Elders did the same thing that they normally do. They have one other that could talk to me. The other is back, and both times he saw me from a distance, he lost his mind. You can tell when I've seen it happen so many times. I know what it looks like. But if you've seen it, I'm unable to capture it on camera, but if you've seen it, you know too. But, so, and then the buddy covered down on it, you know, and was like, hey, I'm ready to learn. What about my lesson? Now, let me tell you something. It's ridiculous, brother. I'm not even going to get into that either. So, I leave, like I said, 7:40. Catch the 8 p.m. lineup. I catch the 8 p.m. lineup, and then I catch, as we're sitting here waiting on this lineup to take off, the driver that poisoned me, okay? Like, they just were talking shit. They're like, yeah, we about to come down there as him, and this, that, and any other, and they show up, and he goes and he gives one of the white female drivers, a big hug. And they're really acquainted. They never expect me to care about the hug, okay? What they were trying to do was put him near me so that he could have a way of justifying looking into why he hasn't heard from me. He hasn't seen me. And they deleted that video that I uploaded, it's been like 3-4 days ago. When I got to the library, I found that they deleted it from my YouTube. And that was our first encounter since I've been poisoned, like in person. So, yeah, we went together, and I'm like on my phone, so you're not paying any mind. And it just so happened to be the driver that was driving the bus I was on, the number 18. And so, I feel like they're withholding all the details that I wanted to tell when I look back at like me going to Acme, because that bus goes to Acme, that's where it stops before it goes back inbound. I'm like, looking at why I went to Acme and what I went in there to get. Oh, I got cupcakes too while I was at Giant Eagle for Marshall Hudson, which is Agents is being like just a little bit more transparent about who it is. Like, it's having like a real mental breakdown. But I guess he wanted to come next week. So yeah, so whatever I missed, I'll put in the comments, but I had to walk back. So, you know, I got a ride in. I had to walk back from Acme, and that's a 2.7 mile walk. But I made it back before my curfew, my 10 p.m. curfew. The bus got there like 8 something. I went in to Acme. From Acme, I didn't stop at Giant, at Dollar General, or Save-A-Lot, or Circle K. I just kind of hit it and made it back about 20 minutes before 10, and that was sad. Anything, like I said, that I didn't mention. Oh, when I got in, they stopped my recording. So I'm recording. I always record before I come in so I can attempt to capture how they respond if they're placed under the wrong suggestion, because that's always the threat if and when I'm not prepared. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, they stopped it. When I walked up the stairs, Marshall was on the porch, and he's like, hey. And I'm like, hey, I got these cupcakes and stuff for you and a sandwich. And he was like, you got my stuff? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, come over here. Can I talk to you? Like, will you talk to me for a little bit? And I'm like, yeah, but let me go inside. I take the stuff out and give it to him. But I'm like, but I have to go inside and let Pacey know that I'm back, you know, so that she won't think that I didn't make it in time. And he's like, okay. So I go, I tell her I'm here, and I come back outside. And me and Marshall start to talk a little bit. And it wasn't until Bernard came out that I realized that I wanted to make sure I was recording, and my phone, they had paused my recording. So I had to hit resume. And so when I did, it picked up where it last left off. But he kind of came, and when he showed up, as you will see, I kind of took over the conversation. Marshall didn't really get to talk to me, which is why he always catch me. Like, you can't get away from these things, okay? But it caught me on the porch today, like while no one was out, and I was like, hey, you never really did. He was like, hey, come talk to me. I'm like, yeah, you never really did get to say what you wanted to say last night, or whatever. So anything that I left out, I'll put in the comments. Today, I'm going to do a video about today, so I'm going to stop this one. It's been 32 minutes, and I probably won't even get to do the screen recording thing, like, and put that information in. Like, I'll just, all the information will be there. Anything but like screenshots of some stuff that I researched or something, because that's really not that important, and that's kind of what you get to see in digital journals.